Gonna get interesting. Pwn alone from on top of many. Drops one. This could get messy. Some Jinx coming out. Dumal put on notice perhaps, but Lotto popping out at many will help to collect. It's all under just this one man. It's all under Bentley, the leader of this team. And he can it now. Don't think there's an escape here, Ben, and indeed there is not. But I mean, earlier for GODSENT, right? They started 10-1 down, run over in the first half, and then they rolled it back.
Yeah, but couldn't close it out once they had match point.
True.
So
True.
that was the problem. Still, I mean, it was impressive that they rolled it back to the point it was and lost in the first overtime, 16-19. They are no slouches here. That is for sure. And even though their record doesn't tell that story, you know, 2-6 over the last 3 months, 87 rounds for, 111 rounds against for a -25 round differential, but not really relevant today. Barton is going to get that spray down onto Viz. 5v4 quickly here for GODSENT. We're trying to pull off 3 in a row. This time up against the rifles for the Party Astronauts. Now, speaking a little bit more about the Party Astronauts, I mean, a lot of you may already know they were competing in EPL, and the weakness of their map pool was really shown because their least played maps of Dust 2 and Ancient were picked against them in 3 of 4 BO3s. And the results were kind of as expected. They really just couldn't even pick up a map until they got to that Movistar Riders matchup where it was more of a familiar BO3, right? Overpassed the first map, Nuke the second, and Inferno the third. Ended up taking their first map in EPL off of Movistar Riders. That was moved 16-4. Unfortunately, only to lose on Inferno 10-16 and lose that series. That said, coming back to this one, they can't get anything into this round. 4v1 in favor of GODSENT. This was a buy-up for the Party Astronauts, but Barton was just making work of them. Yep.
Sorry about that. We're just sorting out a little tech issue. Reminder, it's Darth Mike Productions here, so, you know, anything that's scuffed, it's my fault. Forward it to our complaints department. Should I give them the complaints department address as Taco takes that final kill, John?
Sure.
It's twitter.com/JRTTV, TV with 2 little E's on the end of it. That's that's where you need to forward all of your complaints straight to those DMs so they can get back to me. Yep. Right there. But follow him first. Follow him first.
They will go into the abyss.
The abyss of the requests folder.
Yes.
Dude, Twitter's always so weird about the requests folder. It like flashes that there's a notification, but then doesn't stay there. So I'm trying to figure out what's happened. Very bizarre. Ben Lee will get down secret. Speaking of trying to figure out what's happened, and they're gonna follow him in. Avoiding the Molotov as well. Bit of tag up damage, but all 5 players will eventually make their way down these steps. But in the vent lurks a bit of a threat. 2 threats to be exact. And those threats are going to make the presence keenly felt as they mow down everybody. So they made it down to secret, but GODSENT had 0 interest in letting them go any further, and Lotto spamming through the smoke is going to get even more. Nothing doing for Party Astronauts in this one. They have been absolutely whomped out of this.
Yeah, and I wonder how much fatigue is going to play a factor in this, right? Because GODSENT just played a very lengthy BO3 up against Complexity and ended up losing that one. But still, it also could mean that they're more warmed up than the Party Astronauts who've just been kind of sitting around all day waiting for this match to start. So we'll have to see how that plays out as things go on here. But early signs are showing that GODSENT are not fatigued at all, and they're ready to rock here and move on forward in this lower bracket. I'm getting ahead of myself, though, because we're only in map number 1. But I want to see a little bit more from the Party Astronauts, and maybe we'll get that here as they're back onto the rifles.
Yeah, you got the guns. This is also a team that, both sides play a lot of Nuke, right? So
yeah. Well, and there's one good thing for the Party Astronauts. They just played up against the Gaming Gladiators after losing to EG yesterday, and those were 2 incredible performances from them on both Mirage and Nuke. 16-5 wins.
Slightly different caliber of competition.
Yes.
Here. Yes. Slightly different. Just a bit. Just a touch. Just a little bit. Little bitty bit. But yes, it was a good showing. Certainly a confidence builder as well. But as we said before, it is do or die, so that pressure can start to mount early on here. Look at that read. Owen alone is so convinced that there's a player in Big Garage, and he's absolutely correct. When is Henny gonna make his move? That's the question. Timing could be everything here. And currently, watching. There's the flash in to check, see if they rustled him up. And here comes the clear. Henny and Dumau strike at the same time. Crisis. They've avoided all damage themselves and dealt it out. And Henny, playing the gap in that smoke, playing the edge of it, is going to come out for more. So they just shut down Party Astronauts in this gun round. There's nothing doing here, John. They don't even really get a chance to shoot back. They haven't done any damage to this point, and they're basically done with the round. Is this a save? This is a save.
Yep.
Oof.
Are they on full loss mode? They are on full loss bonus. Okay. Well, I guess keeping the op.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The op is still worth it. The AK armor plus utility, they're both worth it.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, 5-0 for GODSENT, and not really much of a peep out of the Party Astronauts so far.
I mean, it's always a good sign when you have 2 total deaths through the first 5 rounds.
Yeah, and
It's nice.
one player that continues to click here is Dumau, sitting at 6-0, but you just look at the score sheet from the previous BO3, and it's just Dumau, like all over the place. He had 80 frags, only 57 deaths for a plus 23 kill to death differential, averaged 90.5 ADR, only going below 90 once. That was on Inferno when he was at 86.7, and averaged a rating of 1.31. He was a monster, in particular on Nuke, where he dropped 31 in a losing effort, unfortunately for him, because he was outdone by Grim, who got 41.
The guy's insane. And just a reminder, he's super young, too. He's just 18. Turned 18 last November.
Yep.
So, I mean, we don't even know how high this is. Right? And Taco, talking about him in an interview at one point, described him as the hardest working teammate he's ever played with.
Wow.
And considering who Taco's played with, that is extremely high praise.
Yeah, and he's got such a young career, right? We saw him on Yeah Gaming, and he was really incredible there, but I feel like he hasn't even reached his peak yet.
No. Again, yesterday we were talking about the age article, right? Statistically, his peak is his early 20s, right? So he's got 4 more years or so to ascend if he follows statistical modeling. It's going to be pressure in towards the ramp room as the Party Astronauts try and collapse on towards the site. While damage has been dealt, they haven't really found the death blows just yet. And DJ will find one of those death blows, one of those all-important killing shots. John G is likely a dead man. John G is likely a dead man. Oh, no. Oh, he gave the audio cue. The timing! John G was about to get away with it. And now finds a perfect moment to strike. And now, with body starting to drop towards lower sight, no easy path towards a bomb plant either. They're going to have to battle this. And this player survives. Lato doesn't even need to open the door, but he will eventually to find his second kill of the round. Lato has had a tremendous start here. 10-1, 155 ADR. He watched Grim's performance on Nuke and thought, I can do that.
Well, he's on pace for it. It's still far from what Grim was achieving, right?
Yeah, Grim was getting 2 kills a round in the first half.
Yeah.
It was silly.
I've hit 23 or 24 before the half was over. It was something like that. It was crazy.
38 kills in regulation. 41 on the map.
Yep.
But because he certainly not slowing down here early on. Clark will be out of play. Lots of flashes. My goodness, it's messy on the site. Lato is down, but it's still an advantage found. And up in the rafters, it's this man, Taco. The leader of the squad will find his second and his third as well. So there we go. 7-0. GODSENT have started this game quick. Absolutely spanking the Party Astronauts so far.
It's a crazy pace, and I don't think it's necessarily GODSENT that is dictating that pace. Party Astronauts continue to try to bully them with some aggressive plays, but nothing's working. They just ran into the A site and kind of threw all those flashes like you were seeing, and like we were saying, Mike, but nothing was happening. Nothing was being built off of them because GODSENT were still able to recover and gets 2 very nice kills, in fact, to deny that presence on the A site. So timeout going to be called here to talk things over. Might even want to call a second one right afterwards just to give themselves a little more time to breathe. But yeah, this has not been a good start at all for PA.
PA has fewer kills than there are rounds. 5 kills, 7 rounds.
That's not the stat you want to go for.
Ooh, that's a worrying statistic, shall we say. 2 players haven't died yet for GODSENT, so we're on Iron Man watch. Tumao and Taco, who will be the last standing survivor here. Can they keep their Iron Man streak going?
And we're on Secret Agent watch for Ben Lead and Viz. In fact, already hitting there. 007 times 2.
John G burns alive. And this one's not looking like there's much going on. Taco has been dropped, so Tumao is the last remaining Iron Man. He has the longevity streak. Taco's first death. A bomb plant would be nice here. The problem is the CTs are already prepared if it was going to be in towards lower. So maybe Heaven's the best play? Maybe. Problem is you don't really have the weaponry to fight for that. Like if you could get into Heaven uncontested, maybe then you can jump over the lip with Tech 9s. But obviously it's not likely you're going to get that space uncontested.
Yeah. One thing for the party astronauts they really need if they want to start connecting on some rounds here is John G to deliver. They rely on him so much on those entries. In fact, he's going for entries 32.3% of the time and has a 45.2% success rate. So it's really not too shabby for him. There's so much damage for the squad as well. And you see here, they try to go in and nothing happens.
Was that the first bomb plant?
It was. But that's all they get after a nice spray down from Barton. It's just making it look easy.
Ouch. No, there was one other bomb plant. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. I'm misreading the timer. That was the that was the round where time ran out.
Exactly.
Saved. Yep, you're absolutely right. This is the first bomb plant. That's that stinks for the party astronauts. Max loss bonus, bomb plants down. They're going to be able to get guns for sure, but it's 8-0, and they're just really struggling to make a dent in really anything that GODSENT's trying to do. And reminder, this is PA's map pick. Ancient will not be easier.
It's weird because it feels like they're unwilling to kind of take their time into these rounds. And Pone does get a headshot onto Dumat, open things up, but Henny's right there for the trade, so not really any ground gain for the party astronauts. You have Ben Leet on top of Marshmallow here, and, well, Henny's going to be watching there as well, so it's an interesting engagement here to see how this one plays out. If Henny goes down, at least it opens up some space, but GODSENT are back on that double op as they like to play here on CT side of Nuke. Flashbang going to get tossed on forward here. And still, no further advancement made by the party astronauts. They really are being held at bay in the underground by Henny, but that's a wicked shot around the edge of the smoke by DJ. Lato goes down. That will at least give the party astronauts a man advantage for, I think, the first time in 9 rounds.
Certainly in a long time. He's out. DJ's out past the door. A little bit of a vent stand up. Henry found the crack in the smoke, and Jonesy wandering outside is taken down. So that's here for a moment. So that might be a chance in towards the site. Taco wants to come through, but he's going to miss his shot, and now he's exposed. It's all falling apart here.
There we go.
Henny has gotten himself a rifle, but his spam will be distracted from DJ. Ironically, DJ just drawing those bullets towards him might have helped them out in the round. Now a tough situation. And DJ's going around on the front to try and seal the deal on this one. Don't even know that this is necessary. The money's so good for GODSENT that you do imagine they're going to go for this. But no, Henny is going to start to slip away, and a shot to the back of the dome will put him down and confirm the first round for the party astronauts.
Yeah, DJ's really stepped up in a big way since EPL ended for the party astronauts. Since that point, he's had 413 frags and a plus 32 kill to death differential, along with 25 3-kill plus rounds. That includes 4 4Ks and an ace. But Pone alone ahead of him, in fact. The 31-year-old Opper, 420 frags under his belt and a 1.09 KDR. So Pone, and also Pone is good at entries, which is strange, you know. It's the one going for entries sometimes with that AWP, but he's so mobile. I say strange, but only because he's such a great mobile offer. And it's not always the case.
I mean, getting those first bloods as an op is a huge asset to you. There's a player right in the shadow of Schmallow. So if they come around, the question is, do they clear Lato? And he's going to be playing off the op with Henny, presumably. Scopes will be heard. Henny knows this op's coming his way. What does Lato get? 1 for free. No one behind to trade. Jonji now hesitant. They're going to come through, but Lato lays down the law. So advantage for GODSENT. this play on top of the blue box. Oh, Ben Leap backs away. If he'd wandered into it, that could have been so very, very dangerous. Lotto's continuing his pace. Actually, he has slowed. He's only got 13 kills through 10 rounds now. Slowed way down.
Yeah, he's only closer to 1 right per round.
Dumal's caught up, though. 11 of his own. Potential for more in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Young guns, man. Young guns. They're incredible.
Still, Taco's having a pretty good game so far as well, at least when he's been challenged, you know. He connects on a little bit of damage towards Viz. Party Astronaut's making a ton of noise. Thunder floating here into the B site. Dumal gets one before DJ trades him, but Taco's got a great spot. He spots at the barrel as well of the last remaining player, and he gets the 2K on the round. Godsent strike right on back. Isolate the round victory for the Party Astronauts, and they are 1 round win away from double digits. They're doing the same thing that Complexity did to them, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, getting their revenge for sure. One more round, it would actually be the matching score line now, for Godsent's sake. They'd have to hope that it didn't mirror that game. Although
Yes.
it would end with them winning, but with, you know, significantly increased heart rate, shall we say. If you weren't with us for that game, that was a heck of a series in the last.
Yeah.
We'll see if this one can actually. We will see. It's the same veto, right? Nuke.
Yeah.
Okay. Good kill for Dumal. But, because he realized the second player's in, perhaps not. DJ gets 2 as a result. And though he knows there's a potential player flanking from Mini, they can maybe get towards the site, and instead they're going to drop Vent. Now Dumal has to readjust, but this bomb is going down. There ain't nothing he can do about that. Let's see if DJ can keep him off of the retake as well. No, Dumal too snappy for him. God, he's so quick. He's so quick, John. And now it's falling apart. It's all into John G now. Has been a hero for this team in the past, but Dumal will outduel him here. No problem.
Just feels like PA's been a little out of sorts since coming back from Europe.
Perhaps.
Which is strange because you'd think it'd be the other way around, right?
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. I haven't honestly gotten to watch him that much, apart from here in this tournament. So, who's to say? The RMR was definitely a disappointment. They were very close to having a chance at that major. Couldn't bring it over the line. And that is a bummer because, I mean, it would have been such a huge opportunity to get stickers in the game for Party Astronauts in terms of being able to support themselves going forward.
Yeah. And that's really what I'm mentioning, right? Because they did so well. They played so closely against EG. We honestly felt like they could have won that BO3. It was so exciting towards the end. But then they fell short. And since that point, they came back and then they played EG again. You're like, oh, this is going to be a great BO3. And really, honestly, I don't want to be mean or anything. It wasn't. EG dominated pretty much from beginning to end. 16-9 on Inferno and 16-11 on Overpass. So I don't know. It's those types of teams that you really want to see the Party Astronauts play better against, and especially Godsent. We want to see something come through here. It's still, you know, we saw a comeback from Godsent with a similar scoreline, so we can't write off the Party Astronauts yet, but we really haven't seen much of anything from these players, except for DJ, who's been playing pretty well.
We'll see for sure. Deeper control by Taco. You were right to highlight him earlier. It's been such a different affair. He was getting bullied here on Nuke against Complexity. And now he's settled in. And admittedly, even in that game, he came alive in the second half and started to get it moving, started to get it flowing. This time, he's just started out on the right foot, and he's 6-2, playing the ramp position very nicely.
Yeah, and even started to get it going at the end of their CT side in regulation, right? He started to connect with the op, and everything was starting to go his way. So he's carried that over here. Maybe that was a good map for them to play, even though they lost it, because they got a little bit of a warm-up.
It is interesting as well that they haven't gone for the double op yet on the CT side. Oh, look at John.
They did it.
Is he going to get that kill on Dumal? That would be huge if he could find it. But no, he seems to have lurked his way down secret. I think that might be a sneaky spot. But Taco has still dropped the bomb, and that's information, and he escapes. So now here's the problem for Party Astronauts. They've got the lower sight. And they're going to be relatively contested. They can beat Henny, which they do. So now they got a bomb plant, most likely.
Well, you'd think so, but there are players lurking around into the site. And one of them's Taco. Actually, he was all the way towards outer yard, and he takes down John G. By the way, Mike, they did actually go for the double op setup earlier on in this half, but they just moved away from it, it seems. But it is going to be a 4v3 now. Party Astronauts trying to hang on to the site. They're being a little more patient this time. Posting up, waiting for the fights to come to them. But even though they do, Taco finds 2 more. 4 on the round, looking for the ace, but it's too Mao to get the last one. He doesn't care about the ace, of course. They just want to get the round victory. And now that lead builds even further into double digits. 11-1 for the 10-round lead.
This is that prime situation as well, where you have so much money as a CT side that you look at the op and say, yeah, but I could have an AK, though, and throw the op away to pick up the AK. So that's just a nice signifier of how ridiculous their cash flow is. And again, I mean, we were talking about it. We got rudely interrupted by the round happening. They put such a point of emphasis on the double op when they were up against Complexity, and Taco hasn't picked it up once so far. He's feeling comfortable with the rifle, and it's clearly working. The scoreline reflects it nicely. 10-2, ain't nothing to sneeze at. So, maybe they've learned their lesson.
Yeah, 3rd timeout called here by the Party Astronauts. I'm not sure what they can do here. They're just losing the fight straight up, even when they have some sort of advantage going on to from DJ, to it. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to get in the perspective of Munster right now, their coach. Yeah, guys, shoot back.
Yeah,
shoot back.
Really, it is about that at this point. They're just losing aim duels straight up.
It does feel like they've had a lot of moments where, like, they just made the small micro decision that was incorrect. Like, I mean, for example, I don't know whether it was last round or 2 rounds ago. Time is immutable. But Jonji, he's lurked his way in towards garage. There's a player standing above the smoke. If he continues in towards garage, he almost guaranteed has a free kill. Instead, he goes in towards secret. It's actually not a bad spot for what they're trying to do. But those field things, those little micro decisions just aren't quite and they're really suffering for it, especially with Jonji, who is a pretty instinctual player outside. Oh, once again, look at how much space he's getting. He smokes, and that's a huge kill for Ben. This time, GODSENT get punished for peering over those smokes, and Jonji's going to have this forward spot. So now he's got so much ground to operate off of. They're going to go down into secret, and they're going to leave Jonji up top here to potentially punish someone on the rotate. This kill, and they get it.
We go.
Huge one to find. That's going to force the rotations to come through, and that puts them in a really high-pressure scenario for GODSENT. Oh, that got awkward.
Wow.
And suddenly, we're back to even Stevens. Jonji's position now needs to go huge. This is where you need this to deliver. He's worked his way all the way in, and he does find Henny, who I thought was even looking the right direction. Either way, that's the kill they needed. That's the impact they needed from that lurk. And here it goes. But what a shot! Barton! Oh my God, Barton! 3 kills, taps on through, dismantles them with the rifles. He's so crisp. He's so clean. The Party Astronauts were finally going to get their 2nd round, and Barton said, no, not today. No mercy, no clemency for you. John's face is in his hands right now. Too much for you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like that. Look, it's a great play by Barton, but you have 3 players there. You have to get that trade. There's no excuse. The Party Astronauts just let one slip down the drain right there and did everything right up until that point. Then Barton just flexed on them with 3 headshots. So, all right, 12-1 in favor of GODSENT. And there's the opener again from Ben. And 2 great opening frags from Ben in that previous round. And it's just all for naught. It's just so frustrating to watch as Lato's going to get the shot through the smoke and make it a 4v4.
I mean, that one as well is one of those situations where usually, folks, in a 1v3, hold on, they're going to come in. Taco's going to get 2. Looks for the 3rd as well. Can't quite find that, but he's put DJ on an island. And DJ's trying desperately to swim to shore. Okay, so we have a moment. The thing is, oh God, we don't have a moment. There are no moments. This is such a fast game. Usually, in a 1v3, the other team has to make serious mistakes for the clutch player to be able to pull it off. Yeah. That time, it didn't even feel like Party Astronauts really made any mistakes. Barton was just absurd.
Well, I mean, the mistake is not getting the trade, honestly.
Yes, maybe they could have, but they were playing it to try and trade that specific angle. They had the read, right?
I suppose maybe they just should have been tucked in a little better because there were 2 players exposed wide open, right in the open, right? So, anyway, look, I don't want to take anything away from Barton's shots. They were crazy. It's a 3v1.
Yeah. They're getting whomped right now. 13-1. My goodness. We were wondering what kind of a series this was going to be coming out of it. How the party outcomes were going to perform. We've seen GODSENT, obviously, and we knew they were deadly right now. And, well, doesn't seem like the answer is very favorable for PA right now. Oh, this is an interesting spot for John G, but his teammates are all dying, so they better get something out of it quick. Hone Alone's gotten an upgrade delivered right to him. John G's trying to wait out the smoke, but in the meantime, they lose Ben. So this play may have just taken too long to develop, and at this point, GODSENT are wary to it.
I can't believe the half's about to end. It's been so quick, Mike. But yeah, Taco is going to get the final frag on Hone Alone, and that's going to do it.
Game time. And for Party Astronauts, it could be a very brief second half because they are getting mollywopped, is the technical term. They're getting absolutely bludgeoned out of this. Fast play in. They're straight in towards lower. And this could be a bomb plant already pushed on out. Ben Leach shot on down. It's a catastrophe. It's not looking good at all. That bomb's been planted. Never mind. Taco pulls off of it to go get the kill. Well, John, how do you feel about Ancient?
We're already there, aren't we? Yeah.
Well, we're there. We've been there, but we're more there now.
Here's the problem, like, in my opinion, one of the win conditions for the Party Astronauts was winning on Nuke.
Well, they're not going to do that.
It's clearly not happening. And GODSENT.
Okay, wait, unless. Nope.
No. GODSENT, we saw them on Ancient up against Complexity, 16-11 win. They're ridiculously good on both sides of the map, and over the last 8 times they played it, they won 5 times with a +5 round differential, and a lot of their matches have been close there. But on the other end for the Party Astronauts, I mentioned it earlier, Ancient was the map pick of choice for some of their opponents because they don't play it that often, and they were bullied on that map. 0-2 over the last 3 months with a -18 round differential. So, yeah, not feeling too good for the Party Astronauts there, I gotta be honest. This
All right,
is
Ben.
something.
All right,
This is
Ben.
something.
3K with the 5-7. Here we go. Ben, 5-7
Yes!
5-7 4K. Kill them all. Use that OP pistol. Maui Snake is smiling down upon you. And of course, with the party astronauts, you had to get a Mag 7 kill to cap it all off. Ben Leet goes ham. He's not ready to be done, John. He's not ready.
I mean, we were already ready, but he clearly isn't. That was a wicked play through the smoke, connecting on shots as they came through. He's getting everything, and just short of the 5-7 ace. That would have been ridiculous for Ben, who actually has 2 aces over the last month. It would have been his 3rd. Alrighty, let's get back into this one. Party Astronauts forcing GODSENT onto a pistol buy for the first time in this match. 2 Tech 9s, 2 Deagles, and the P250. Party Astronauts, 2 A1Ss, 2 AKs from that previous round picked up off the ground. And the Galil. Here come GODSENT, though, charging on forward. They certainly cannot be underestimated with these pistols. Party Astronauts still have to be very wary and careful.
Oh, they're starting to close the distance as well. But Ben again to do some serious damage, but he gets flanked out this time. Oh, that was a rough spray from DJ. Jonji at least keeps the numbers in whack, but it is a 2v3. If a bomb plant could go down, frankly, it's not a bad situation.
No.
For GODSENT. The problem is they're surrounded. There's not going to be any easy spot to put this bomb in. Now trying to avoid dying. Obviously, the spam could be enough to take him out of play, but Jonji was low. And now that bomb's down, and now this is a whole different situation. 2-on-2. Bomb ticking away. There are not kits for Viz and Pone alone. I don't know if one's down. The drop in goes. Oh, what a play from Taco. What a play. He's already out the smoke. They don't know. And Taco puts it all to rest. Does it himself. 16-5 is Taco's scoreline, but 16-2 is the round total for GODSENT as they absolutely dismantle the Party Astronauts. I mean, that was a beatdown. Apart from a brilliant Ben Leap clip, there was nothing good to take out of that game.